What's going on? Welcome to the channel. And today I wanted to take a moment to talk a little bit more about um, a gamble that I'm taking on Tesla. I think that by now, anyone who's watched the videos that I've posted, that I'm quite confident about Tesla Cybertruck and the company in general. I find that what they're doing now has led me to have a lot more confidence in them, and I feel that they're quite competent in terms of executing their vision and what they want to do. And you know, going back to the mission statement of wanting people to adopt and transition the world to more renewable energy. And so, when you believe in something like this, you gotta put your money where your mouth is, right? So I'm taking a bet um, on Tesla, and hopefully I come out winning by doing so. So what I've decided to do was that I purchased some Tesla stocks, and my reasoning for this is that I is simply to see if I can earn some extra money from having the stocks until the Cybertruck arrives. Originally, I was gonna save about maybe 40 or so, 40 or so thousand to put it as a down payment, right? Like a huge lump sum on a down payment, so that I don't have to borrow a lot. But having the truck on a timeline and to be released 2 years from now, I figure, man, if I put the money in the bank, they're gonna give me a fraction of a percent of interest. So it's not even, it doesn't make sense. And they're taking my money in turn to use it for their own purpose or to lend it out to other people and earning like anywhere from 3 to 5 or 6 or 7% of interest on my money that I don't get any piece of it. So I decided to buy exactly 100 share of Tesla stocks right here. Um, and this is around mid-December, towards the end of December. So the price was basically at an all-time high. I'm not here to give advice on stocks, purchase or investment. That's not what the purpose is. What I'm doing is I wanted to kind of freeze a period of this investment here because this is my first investment in terms of stocks. I don't really do stocks in general, but this is like a time capsule for me. I wanted to see where this goes down the line. So my average cost per share, right, at the time of purchase was 392.26, and this is probably something that people say don't do. I have no diversity in terms of my portfolio. Like this thing makes up 80% of it. And I've had, I bought this and literally within a few days, it climbed quite a bit. I mean, if you can like see right here, right? This is the return. Now, I'm not expecting that return to continue the trend, but apparently during this time period towards the end of the year, people were just on a buying spree. And typically they say that you don't want to buy into the hype. But I feel like with all the things that Tesla is doing for the past, almost a decade up until now, they have done a great job of changing people's mind, changing the industry, and then changing a lot of those doubters and naysayers. I'm starting to see like people now pursuing electric vehicle as if it's really the most sensible thing to do rather than just a niche or a status symbol. And that's a big deal because as the world transitions more to renewable energy and a lot of these legacy car manufacturers adopt electric vehicles and battery power vehicles, we're going to see that this trend will continue, and I think Tesla will be the market leader for a long time. I've seen a lot of videos, read a lot of online articles about the state of battery technology from Tesla versus competition. Tesla is like at least, if not more than 5 years ahead of everybody in that. They're also like half a decade ahead of everyone in terms of their electric motors. So for the competition to catch up, they're gonna have to do a lot of work, right? And so this is why I was so confident in putting this huge sum of money into here to see where it goes. Um, there's there's three possible outcomes from this investment. One is nothing changes, which is unlikely. The the outcome that I obviously want is to see it grow to the point where maybe it can even pay for the $70,000 version of the Cybertruck, um, uh, and I don't have to put more money out of my pocket. And then the worst case scenario is either Elon does something stupid or Tesla as a company does something stupid, and then this thing just tanks and it drops. But either way, I'm curious to see where this goes, because this is just an interesting development from Tesla and the stock market in general. Like, a lot of the people who were against this stock were saying all these negative things, and now they're starting to change their tune, and now they're going towards in the favor of Tesla, and it kind of makes sense. I mean, you got Ford and GM shifting gears and started doing more electric cars now. I think they probably kind of shot themselves in the foot when they decided to focus more on trucks, realizing now that Tesla is serious about an electric truck that can compete against their best. Um, so they're shifting gears, right? And at the same time, they're neglecting the whole four-door sedan, uh, small cars like the Focus and all this like four-door sedan that are intended to be family cars, and they wanted to move into the truck business. And now Tesla's coming out with this truck, and then you got Rivian coming out with their truck, and perhaps a number of other people that might be entering the market, although probably not serious competitors like Tesla is. So while every other manufacturers are playing catch up to Tesla in terms of battery technology and AI and self-driving, Tesla is already just like way ahead of the pack. Like, they are just leading the pack by far. Like, this is not, I don't even think they're in the same race anymore. So that's why, for me, I really want to see exactly how much money can come from this by the time the truck gets released. So that's 2 years from now. If it doubles, that'll be great. If it doesn't, but it has a small increase, at least I would still feel like my investment is better put into Tesla rather than just leaving it in the bank. Um, I can't wait to see how it goes. I'll probably give like little monthly updates or bi-monthly update on the status of the stocks. I'm probably just gonna keep it at 100 share to make things um, easier, for me to talk about it and to see the numbers. I'm just very curious, and I think let's say 2 years from now, right? If this stock happens to do really well, I don't think I'm gonna sell it to buy the truck. I'll probably just take out a larger loan while keeping the stock in there, because if it continues to grow like the way um, I hear about it and the way I see what people are talking about in terms of the company's ability to do more than just vehicles. We're talking about cars. We're talking about trucks. We're talking about transportation. And then there's the idea of all these other energy sectors that Tesla can buy into. Powerwall, right? Solar roof, large, like enormous uh, storage capacity for industries and cities. Um, and of course, they got all their solar technology and so on. And let's not forget, what's really important here is that Tesla is creating an ecosystem where they can provide all of this, right? And be the one that produce all of these things. And those are just the physical things. Now let's look at the software side of things. They're gonna be ahead in terms of full self-driving. They have their own uh, what you call it, like apps and technology aspect of it, where they can create their own like store and sell things. We're starting to see it right now. For example, full self-driving is a software. They're charging $7,000 on the Cybertruck. In the previous Model 3 and so on, it was cheaper. And as the software improves and gets better, they have the right to charge more and make more money. And then aside from that, we're starting to see like these little downloadable performance increases, or like special little improvement that they can do to the software, and then in turn to the car, and they can charge people for that. Now, I personally, I don't know how I feel about that, because I'm a little conflicted on that. On the one hand, I want the company to do good because I got shares in them, but at the same time, I hate the idea that uh, little improvements are being sold to the consumers more like microtransactions in video games. Like, as a gamer myself, I do not want to buy like itty bitty little, tiny little pieces of things here and there just to get a little ahead of the game. um, I don't like that idea. But if this is something that's not forced on people, and they have the option to doing it, they can generate a lot of different things, and who knows what other kind of software that they can generate through their own like app store. So I'm very curious to see how it goes. And as crazy as this bet is, I feel quite confident in making it, and I feel that the return on it will be substantial, like 2 years down the line. So it's an interesting gamble, and the reason why I'm posting this is really to keep track of how it's going, and kind of like just capture this moment where I'm making this big investment, like the first time ever. So it's not really relates anything to the truck in a sense that we're not talking about things on the truck or specs. We're just talking about like a personal decision that can somehow play into um, the choice I'm making to buy the truck later down the road. All right, well, that was um, unrelated to Cybertruck news. It's a slow week. We don't have anything else new. I thought I'd just make this for fun. If you guys can do me a favor, subscribe. I'm trying to hit that like 100 subscriber mark so I can get a custom URL for the channel. That'll probably make it easier for me to link it. All right, thank you.